Alright, Alico 3 back here, and this product I'm going to bust today is really nostalgic in my eyes. 1991 Bowman baseball, tons of Hall of Famers in this with valuable rookie cards, particularly in PSA 10-minute form. It's got the sticker from the grocery store. As a kid, I remember busting packs of these in boxes and pulling the Pudge and the Chipper and Tomei's in here. So these are true wax packs with the back like this, so they're kind of a pain to open. So I'm gonna break the packs off camera. There is gum in them, so maybe I'll save a stick of gum and show it in the second part of this video. But there was a time with this product. I don't know if anybody can think back to the good old days when the rookie cards, mainly Chipper Jones, got really hot for this product, and all the rookies and cards from this set jumped up in price. I'm thinking like 99 to 2000. So if anybody can recall that, let me know and post it in the comment section. But I think the Chipper rose to like 30 or 40 bucks for a while there. So I'm gonna get these packs open and then we'll check out what we pulled. All right, here we go. 1991 Bowman. Here's the stick of gum that was promised. I'll throw that away. Probably shouldn't be chewing on that. So let's start off with the break. We got 2 stacks here. Let's see what we can pull. Let's get the camera set up a little bit better here. Off we go. The gum residue, there's a Hall of Famer. Kind of lends the cards to being a little bit trickier to flip fast. Kind of like the 1990 Leafs were amazing. I could flip through them great. These just kind of, they're not sticking. Just a little harder to get them to flow right. So be a little longer break, but we'll have a fun time looking at these cards. There's a Raffy. I believe he's clean. I don't think he ever used steroids, right? That's what he told Congress, at least. He's just one of the MVP cards. Kind of looks like a drawing almost, but I believe therefore like they were the minor league MVP of their respective league or something. Pioneer League Player of the Year. So I know that Jeff Bagwell looks like that. Here's our first notable rookie. A steroid user, I believe, too. Bret Boone. And this card doesn't really have much value just because Bret Boone doesn't have any hobby. So that's kind of the way it goes. So tons of cards to get to. Hopefully we pull some clean examples of the players we're looking for. And of course, we're looking for Hall of Famers too. So there's a Clemens. I know he's not a Hall of Famer yet, but I believe his pedigree is pretty obvious for the Hall of Fame. We'll see what happens with the voters. He is a steroid user, but I mean a lot of these guys are. You can't single one guy out. There's a Grissom. That's actually a second-year Grissom. We saw him in 1990 Leaf. Here's a huge prospect, Todd Van Poppel. I'll just put him aside. I don't know why. It's not like he was good. This guy was big for the Yankees, right? A big prospect. Hensley Mullins. 91 was just before I started watching baseball. Here's a Pudgy. Now would that be a Pudge? We'll sleeve these all up on the spot. Just because these are cards I definitely want to grade. Put the side in there. See, this is kind of one thing I try to do. I don't have the easy fit sleeves, so I just kind of peel apart one side. There we go. And put the other side in. So there's a Pudge Bowman. Looks pretty good. That'll look good out of the pack. Charlie Huff. I think his rookie card's in 1973. How old is he in this card? He looks 50. Born in 48, so 43. He looks older than that. There's a Yount. Ray Langford. Believe that's a Langford rookie. Jesse Hollins. Just kind of like how Bowman is today. A lot of these prospects didn't pan out, but it's kind of cool how they had this prospect format going in, this long ago in 1991. Here's a Mark Grace card. That's neat. And Dave Parker, who was a good power hitter. That's a beautiful Tony Gwynn card. It's off-center, though, so it's definitely not a slab candidate. So far we've got Pudge out of the way. We're looking for Chipper, Tomei, Bagwell. There's Robbie Alomar. Of course, like Thomas and Griffey. Pee Wee Reese. Or Jimmy Reese. That's a funny card. Not because he's so old, it's just you don't see old men in uniforms like that very often. I'll put that one aside. There's the Rookie of the Year in '94 for the Royals, Hamlin. His career didn't really go as planned. This card looks like a painting too. Oh, here we go. We're off the Schneid with Chipper. So we've already hit 2 of the ones we're looking for, and who knows, we could have some doubles popping in. There we go. Got to make sure I get it in clean. So Chipper's off the board. Here's a Tino. Willie Wilson, great player. Big Cat, Sandy. There's a cool looking, that's a cool photo of the Larkin. Will Clark in the dugout. Here's one of those MVP cards. And then Ventura, who he's not a Hall of Famer, but he was a productive third baseman for many years. Sorry about the cards. They're flipped every which way. And when I was breaking the packs, I kind of noticed that some of the edges have this kind of thing going on. So, I mean, obviously those aren't going to be sent in. And then on the back, there's edge problems on some of the cards too. So, it's just kind of a brings you to the realization that all pack pulled cards aren't perfect. Some will be dinged, some will be perfectly, gem mint candidates for you, but some are dinged or creased or off center. Just luck of the draw. I can see Tomei, so we're going to skip to him. This is one of the ones I was aiming for. Let's get it in. Perfect. There's Tomei. So we've hit 3 of them already. Let's go back to this stack. Here's a huge Mariners prospect, Mark Newfield. And I don't think he ever lived up to expectations. He was kind of their big prospect after Griffey. There's a Fryman. I think that's a rookie. He was a good third baseman, Travis Fryman for the Tigers. Just a bunch of commons. Here's our second Boone. So 2 Bret Boones. There's an MVP card. So all we're waiting on really is Bagwell, and actually we'll probably end up pulling that bag. Flip the cards around a little. Here's a Smoltzy. Now, lately I've been kind of wanting to slab more of his cards, just because he was such a dominant player. Steve Finley. Here's one of the cards with the edge issues here. That's a funny looking Bernie with the glasses. He looks like a science teacher or something. Put that into the funny stack. That's another reason why these 90s breaks, or even 80s breaks, are fun. You get a chance to look at all the mullets and the stashes. I think I was breaking one of these a couple of years ago, and any player with a mustache I put into a pile, and there was like 35 at the end of the break. Here's Jose Alferman. He was famous. Didn't he kick the catcher or the umpire in a minor league game? Here's our third Bret Boone. So the Bret Boones are popping out. There's Flash Gordon, Glavine, Ricky Henderson. Kind of like it's got these two bats on it, so it's not part of the. It's part of the base set, but it's not like the true base card like this. Another Tomei. So here's a Bonds bat card. The reason I was so stoked to break this product is because, a chance at pack fresh rookies like this. So this one's off center, but it does look clean too. So we've gotten 2 Tomeis, and we're only finishing up the first stack on the right here. We're not even to stack 2 yet, so I think we're doing fantastic so far with this. That's a rookie of Roberto Hernandez, who was one of the best closers in baseball for a while. That's a nice looking Maddox card with the Cubs. I believe his last year with the Cubs was 92, and then he went over to the Braves. And from there, wasn't he a Cub for a while? Here's Palmeiro. There's Bagwell. We'll sleeve him up. I'll do a little recap of all the notable rookies at the end of this box. So there's Bagwell. And the card stock on these, you don't really have to worry about prints, like fingerprints, just because it doesn't have that glossy finish. 92 Bowman might be a little bit different. I think they stepped up their game with 92 Bowman, I went with more quality, but I mean, these cards feel like, honestly, better quality than like the 2017 Bowman cards the paper cards that I've handled. Those are really, really cheap. There's Yount again, so we're getting a bunch of doubles, and we've seen some triples already too. There's Dutch Dalton and Julio Franco, who I think I already talked about this, but he had a home run when he was 47, which is crazy. Chuck Knobloch, he had that problem throwing to first base, but I think he did win the Rookie of the Year in '91, the year of this set. There's a cool Nolan Ryan card. I would definitely slab that if it was worthy. And Sack 2 is underway. There's Eck. Kevin Brown. So, I mean, there's a little Rod Carew card. Kind of neat. Tino. Eric Davis. Sheffield. Past the Trammell. So this left side of the box could, we could get skunked in terms of hitting the key rookies. There's a cool Juan. It's got like that painting look because it's one of those MVP cards. Let's just try to get these to split apart. Yeah, I'm having a really hard time with these right now. The gum residue makes it a little more tricky. Oh, Raul Mondesi's in this too. I always liked watching him. I thought he was a cool player. There's our second Pudge. So I mean, we're doing great. I think if we can hit one more, this one's got a bad edge though. And see, that's just straight from the pack. So I mean, that's stuff that's out of your control, and stuff you just deal with, you know. By getting pack fresh cards, you're kind of putting yourself in position to get cleaner cards, but there's no guarantee, if that makes sense. There's another Nolan Ryan, so 2 Nolan Ryans. No Griffey or Thomas yet, but I mean, they could be coming soon. We still got a nice stack. There's a Dave Justice and Ellis Burks, who he was, oh yeah, I forgot about Mike Messina. Yeah, he's also one of the key ones. I know his 10 sells for like $50, so great card. And you don't want to jam it in like that. You want to open the case up for it. There you go. Colin Powell. That's kind of an interesting card there. Little Chuck Finley action. Kenny Lofton too. Doesn't have a lot of hobby because he's not a Hall of Famer, but he was a great player. Just some players in the hobby just don't sell as well as others. It's just the way it goes. So there's a Dale Murphy card. Alex Fernandez. There's Robbie Alomar. Henry Rodriguez. They used to throw those candy bars on the field when he hit a home run. We'll put him aside. He was a good player for a while. Billy Ripken. That's the FF one. I'm just kidding. Just a Ripken base. Kurt Schilling. That's a third-year Schilling. He's an 89 guy. Another Larkin. Julio Franco. There's a Sandberg. That's a rookie of Shane Andrews. He was kind of a notable player there for a little bit. Mo Vaughn and Albert Bell. So back when I was a kid, I always looked on the back, and if it said this, like Mo made his pro debut at so-and-so in 1989, I always considered that the rookie card. But this Mo Vaughn is actually a second year, if that makes sense. He does have a 1990 Bowman. But for the most part, it does hold true with these cards. If it says it on the back, then it is a rookie, like this Shane Andrews card. I just remember doing that when I was a kid. There's a couple more of the same cards. So that's the thing with some of these boxes. That's a beautiful Bonds card. I don't think the Coalition, there's an Andy Ashby. He went to high school down the street from my house, actually. The Coalition wasn't as good, I don't think. I mean, there's probably boxes where you don't get any Pudges and some where you get like 3 or 4, so something to note. There's another Nobby and another Ham. Shortening everything now. So the right stack was much better than the left. We haven't done terrible on this left stack, but the right stack we were just pulling fire. Last stack. So this is going to be a 15+ minute break. There's a nice Ken. Beautiful Ken car. We'll put that into the recap stack. Cordero, he got in trouble for beating his wife, I think. Don't know why that's notable. There's a Henderson. And Edgar. This is a Rob Nen rookie too. Good closer. When I think of Rob Nen, I always think of the Giants. Is that Cal? He's actually the pitching coach for us right now. Or he works with the Royals. Matt Williams. There's another chipper. So that was just like a cherry on the top, man. This chipper. There we go. So another chipper. Why not try to get greedy here and try to get one more in this last stack? Dave Winfield. Ken Sr. was a great player. Over 2,000 hits. Joe Girardi. This product's just loaded. This kid must have been a big prospect for the Giants back in the day. And the last set of cards that we're going to see, we got Randy Johnson. And that's it. So I thought we did great in this box. Let's just do this is the recap stack. So we got Chipper. We got Ken Griffey Jr. and Lofton. We got a Messina, a Pudge, Bagwell, 2 Tomes, and then 2 of these too. So that was a great box. A lot of fun, tons of cards. There's the Carnage and the stick of gum. I don't know where it went. I'm not going to eat it though. I don't know. Maybe. All right, guys. That's it. Later.